I rented a car from Hertz, and it was like a white police car. And every time I go to the Bronx, these black people would run away, and I'm like, no, I'm not the cops. I got
trying to buy a blow
bill
with a white police car.
Oh my God, I was taking cash advances on this credit card. Oh my God. Those cash
big percentages too. On those
bang you out.
18% at least on those things.
They hit you out. That's how first time you get a cash advance on a credit card, you're done.
Yeah.
Because it tags onto everything. The 18 tags onto everything.
Yeah, because they're not charging you $100 on your credit card. They're charging you $118, and then you don't pay that, and then the interest is on the $118 that you gotta pay.
I went bananas when I got divorced. I had like every credit card in the world, and I went through them like a fucking bandit. The worst thing I ever did was Discover. Like I tried to reapply for Discover.
I got a fucking Discover card.
Came back ripped up, like Mush's tickets and shit. It came back ripped up.
I got a Discover card in college.
Hit me.
And they gave you a T-shirt with it, like a long sleeve T-shirt. And I remember playing basketball that day, and I had to go to a class, and then I had to go do something later on. I was all sweaty, so I basically just wanted the fucking I wanted the long sleeve T-shirt. So I signed up. The card came in the mail. $12,000 later. You know, they give these fucking cards to people. I don't know. $12,000, and about 6 years later, I finally pay this fucking card off. I still have this fucking T-shirt. It's got 1,000 holes in it, and my wife keeps trying to throw it away. You touched that? That was a $12,000 fucking T-shirt. I'm gonna be buried in that fucking T-shirt. It's got Discover card on the front of it, 1,000 holes up the fucking sleeve and shit, holes everywhere. But I held on to that fucking T-shirt because it cost me $12,000.
Let me tell you something.
$12,000.
Guys.
They sent. I don't know if they still do that, but they signed. They had Discover, MasterCard, Diners Club, all in the fucking Union Hall of the college.
Of the college. Yeah.
So
that's how I got it.
Sign up.
That's how I got it. As soon as you get a loan. So when you go to that intro day.
Yeah.
It was that intro day.
They had huts.
I couldn't believe it. I was like a kid in a candy store. I was a thief.
I just wanted a fucking T-shirt.
Here I am with like 8 G's in my pocket. Scholarship money from poor Latinos. They donated. I'm signing up for classes. I'm withdrawing. I'm banging out these checks. I'm a fucking animal.
Collecting wick.
Nobody knew nothing. Nobody knew nothing. No, not even my wife. I had money coming in from I had scholar. I had a friend. That's what he specialized in. You paid him $500, and all he did was get you scholarships. And he had lists of them. 5 nickels. Oh, I was getting nickels. I was just banging them out like they were my money. Bang. Fucking. I was sorting 8 ball a night. I get a nickel and save $2.50. Fuck that. Then I go get a jacket. Then I go to the movies. I go get a fucking one of those Chick-fil-A sandwiches. I'd eat 3 or 4 of those Chick-fil-A's in Boulder. You think I'm kidding you? But I'll never forget going to pick up a Pell Grant. Those 2G ones.
Yep.
They're free. And I was like, oh, I'm going to get some blow and all this shit. And I go downstairs, and the visa girl came up to me. Hi, how are you? Did you get a Pell Grant? Yes, I did. You qualify. Well, really?
Sign me up.
Sign me up. I signed every one of those things. And a week later, all those cards came in the mail with a nickel. And let me tell you something. I didn't touch those fucking things. Didn't touch them. Didn't touch them. Got locked up, came out, didn't touch them. Every once in a while, I'd go to... there was one card I would repay, but it would kill me. That's why I didn't gamble, because I don't like paying that motherfucker on Thursday. That's what happens with a credit card. You're out spending, drinking. I would go to, what's that place that gives you the bottomless fries?
Red Robin.
Red Robin.
Red Robin in Boulder had a Coco Loco. That would fuck you up, like vodka and fucking Gazinga juice and ice cream. I got up to like 3,000 pounds drinking 10 of those a night and putting them on my credit card.
1,000 grams of sugar.
Oh my God.
Bottomless fries.
I used to spend there and at a place called the Harvest. I would get my credit card and it would just be Harvest.
What's the Harvest?
Harvest was a vegan joint.
Oh, okay.
That I thought was just the tea had meth in it. The tea would make your hair stand up. Seriously, I wish I was lying. It was like a cinnamon tea. When they tried to switch it, because Celestial Seasonings is in Longmont, Colorado, the Boulder, basically. So I guess they put Celestial Seasonings in. The town got together and signed the petition for the Harvest to bring the tea back. This is 1987, 88, 89. I went in the Harvest every day from 1987 to about 1994 or 95.
Jesus.
For tea every day?
I went in there for tea, the Swiss granola, or the Australian pit chicken, or the vegan gazpacho. That's all I ate was the Harvest. I loved it. The breakfast was the best high-calorie breakfast you could eat. It was fruit, this fucking frozen vanilla yogurt
That doesn't sound bad.
with blueberries, but a ton of granola, which kills you. It was called Swiss granola with 2 pieces of multi-grain toast with butter. That's what I would eat for breakfast every day, heavy on the bananas and the blueberries. No kiwi, none of that shit. I would go in there and destroy those things. So for years, I kept my credit card use low. I didn't know, but when I got separated, what do I give a fuck? I started burning through those things like a motherfucker, but the last one was Discover. Discover, I just took to the cleaners because they were done with me. But I got home coked out one and I started looking through the drawers and I found those Discover checks.
Discover checks.
Oh yeah, whenever you get a,
They were like you could handwritten.
whenever you get a credit card, they also send you 3 blank checks.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Same
Wow.
thing as getting an advance. My buddy, his
Oh my
dad
God.
was a gambler, and they almost lost the house off those checks.
They'll give you those checks. You can put whatever you want. So I waited till that was a Saturday night, 10 o'clock.
Wow.
I fucking signed it for $1,000.
And it cleared?
And there was a bank of Boulder. And I had like 300 in my, I don't even know. No, I couldn't have had 300. I had no money in my bank account. And next thing you know, I put it in the drive-in window. And usually the check would come back in the tube. And I opened it up. And it was $100 bills. I took that money and ran.
What's that feeling like?
But I had also taken a loan out from these people for the Acura. At the time, I had an Acura car. And I had my bank loan with them. So I guess but bro, Monday, 9:05, my phone rang. Mr. Diaz, we have bad news for you. Discover declined that check. You better bring back that $1,000.
What?
I was like, that $1,000. Me and some girl snorted that shit. That poor girl's on the bus ride home thinking to herself what happened.
Dude.
Thinking to herself what happened. She was coming over to snort a line and go meet her girlfriend. She ended up sucking and fucking for 2 days in that basement of death.
Oh God.
And they were serious, bro. They were
yeah,
like,
I never heard that
you
they-
have till 12 o'clock. I said, I called the lady at the bank.
What do you mean you have to 12? What are you gonna do?
12 o'clock, Discover's going to press charges. I said, okay. And I fucking called the lady I had the loan with. And I told her what happened. I go, it was a mistake, whatever. She goes, let me see what I could do. That fucking knucklehead calls me back and she goes, what we're going to do is tack on the $1,000. We're going to pay Discover and tack the $1,000 onto your car loan. That's how fucking ballsy I was then.
Whoa.
Oh my God.
So one night I'm taking the Acura. I'm going to a Nugget game. I get 2 tickets to see the Nuggets courtside. And I hit black ice and I fucking bang out those Acura rims are $1,000 a piece. I bang out the fucking Acura rim. I got to drive home with a flat tire. You know me. I'm lazy. I don't know how to change the tire. I just drove home. I didn't give a fuck.
Oh my God.
I'm making payments on this car. So Mike Kessler, the Wolf, that's been on the show, Uncle Mike, he was the general manager at the Acura place. So I told him, listen, leave the keys in the car. I'm gonna go over there one night, just take an Acura and bring it in the house, take the tires off, and switch rims. This is how crazy I was. Dog, I was out of my mind.
You did that?
Please, I can't cop to it because people will know. But
I think you just copped to it.
no, I didn't say yes. or no.
not necessarily.
Not necessarily. It's funny as shit.
Oh my God.
And then there was a dealership up there, and I knew them. I used to go up there and sell them Coke and shit. And I used to go up there at night, and I used to get Gouda cheese. I love Gouda cheese with crackers and freshly squeezed orange juice. And I would sit there at night and look at the Acuras. And one night I go, let me see if the door is open. And the door was open, and I went in, and it was a Friday night, and I went into the dealership. This story's out, so I don't give a fuck. And I knew where the spiff box was, where they have the cash for Saturdays, like if you sell the most cars. And I clipped the bag. It was like $300-400. The next day they blamed this guy named David Means, who lived in Florida. I mean, he was a thief and a coke fiend. There was a bunch of coke fiends who worked at the Subaru. It was a slash Subaru Acura dealership. Oh my God. I got hired on the Acura side, and I was fresh out of prison. And I had a big chip on my shoulder, dog. I was out of control.
Really?
Oh, I was out of control when I was in the halfway house, dog. I was itching for a fucking... And the guy's name was Jeff Jensen. I still remember, nicest white guy in the business. And my first 3 days there, I sold 3 cars. I had already made like $3,000. And Acura used to have a car called the Vigor. and the finance guy was black, and he drove a Vigor, so they used to call him the nigga with the Vigor. You can't write this shit. You understand me? I mean,
Yeah,
this is only in Boulder because they were racist people.
Yeah.
So Acura used to have a car in 1988. Look it up. Look it
Who
up.
invented the nickname though?
Somebody at the dealership.
At the dealership,
I'm sure
you got to
it
have a
wasn't you.
nickname.
It was fucking hilarious. So one day I found out something, they were going to revoke my probation or something. So Jeff Jensen was one of those guys that was just the night, you know, like the guy from Zany's Nashville.
Oh yeah,
Dorfman.
Ron or Dorfman.
The nicest
yeah,
guy in the world.
Yeah.
Like Dorfman
Yeah.
is the nicest guy in the world.
It was only sold in America from 91 to 94.
See, it was called the Vigor, and listen. There wasn't a black person in a 90-mile radius.
That bought that Vigor.
No, that there wasn't a person in a 90-mile radius, a black person, and the one black person they hired him to be the finance manager at the Acura store, and then they gave him a Vigor. So the white dudes would sit there that were racist, and they'd go, "Look at that fucking Vigor with the nigga, or the nigga with the Vigor," and I would just sit there and go, "This is only in Boulder because
Yeah.
they are racist." Fucking those, you know, that's why they had all the problems with the football players and shit like that.
Going in like fucking Marines, you understand me?
Welcome to church, motherfucker.